Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here at Motorcycle Park in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, and look what I got here today. This is a brand spanking new, well actually it's got 400 miles, Royal Enfield Himalayan 452 or 450, whichever you prefer. Check that out. A friend of mine bought this, I think he picked it up Friday. Today is, I think it's Tuesday. And he's got about 400 miles in. We just did the first service on it. This morning the oil changed. There's no valve adjustment on the first service anymore. But check that hot rod out. Isn't that just gorgeous? He and I are going to be out in Colorado on bikes. Like he's going to have this one, I'm going to have mine, for the one I've been riding anyway. Yeah, we're going to head out there Sunday, or I'm going to head out there Sunday. I think he's heading out sooner, but just check this hot rod out. He's got this nifty little bag up here. He's got the this on the seat. He's left the boot rubbers in, and he's also, I took those out of mine. He's also got the short windshield. Now, so what is it? Royal Enfield Himalayan ADV bike. It's the Royal Enfield. It's a 452cc single cylinder dual overhead cam, 4 valve per cylinder, liquid cooled hot rod engine. Makes about 40 horsepower, about 30 foot-pounds of torque. That's about 40 newton meters. All runs through this incredibly smooth, just magical 6-speed transmission now. Gorgeous engine, fabulous running, flat torque curve. Beautiful, beautiful shifting. Anyway, on and on and on, right? 43 millimeter inverted forks, upside down forks. There's about 7.9 or 8 inches of travel there. That's about 200 millimeters. It's got a 21-inch 90/90 tire on the front. Spoke wheels on this model. 320 millimeter disc brake on the front with a dual piston bi-brake caliper. Much improved brakes, ABS. Check that out. LED headlight, LED turn signals. Just one gorgeous machine, isn't it? Look at that thing. On the back, it too is an 8-inch travel, 200 millimeters monoshock, 270 millimeter disc on the rear with a single piston bi-brake caliper. This has ABS also, but you can shut it off on the back. So you can turn off the ABS on the back. Hey, check it out. Center stand, stock center stand. Seat height on these, in high, he has it in high position. I think it's about 33 inches or about 845 millimeters. You can drop it down to 825 millimeters or about 32 and a half inches if you want. And then they also make a low seat. Now I haven't seen that yet, but when that comes out, we'll check it out. Tank holds, it says 4.5 gallons, but I ran mine out of gas, and when I filled it, it took 4.01 gallons. So it's a four useful gallons of fuel. So it's supposed to be 17 liters. I'm guessing it's more like 15. Just a fun machine. The wheelbase is, let me think about that one, 59.4 inches or about 1,510 millimeters. Wet weight on this hot rod is 430 pounds or about 195 kilograms. So a little lighter than the last one, Ground clearance is about 9 inches or 230 millimeters. Just a gorgeous machine. So the difference between this one and mine that you should be aware of right away, he left the boot rubbers in. I've never rode a bike other than this one with the boot rubbers in. These are removed on mine. He also put this seat cover on. These are my Noru gloves. Let's get those out of the way. He's added grip puppies. These are kind of a foam thing. Yeah, he puts those on most of his bikes, and they help dampen vibration. Give you a little bit wider thing to grab onto. This is a bag for essentials. This is a mount for his Garmin XT, I think they're called. And he's also got the short windshield compared to mine. He is, so this is one of 2 Himalayans. His other Himalayan hasn't come in yet. And that one's he's gonna do something different with, and we'll talk about that soon. But I'm gonna put some gear on. We're gonna take this little hot rod for a ride. Wahoo! Okay, something I want to point out right away. When we first got these bikes, we were having trouble getting them to go from a stop. The fueling was kind of wonky. And we got back, and one of our guys here rode it, and he said, hey, look at this, guys. When you let the clutch out, listen to the fueling. I'm not touching the gas. It actually gives the motorcycle just a little bit of gas. Check that out. Pulls itself away right there. Isn't that amazing? Can we put around? I'm not giving it any gas right now. Look at that. That is with me giving it 0 input. And that's kind of a neat thing. I guess that's the new age. This is a wireless, fly-by-wire system. There's no cable that goes from the gas to the fuel body on this hot rod. We'll go up here and give it the old spin test. Da, da, da. Look at that, look at that. No troubles at all. What a dream, what a dream. Excellent clutch on here, by the way. Loads of power for pickup. I like it. I like it a lot. One of the questions I got online was they'd heard that after 1,000 to 1,500 miles the bike smooths out. I couldn't answer that because we had so much fun at those. We were out in Wyoming and Colorado and all those places. This bike has 400 miles and it does seem a little rougher than mine. So I do think that statement is true. They do smooth out when they get some more miles on them. This thing really is a great riding bike. Let's do the old figure 8 test here. 59.4 inch wheelbase. That's 1,510 millimeters. Look at that. Excellent. Excellent clutch control. If I watch where I'm driving, right? But look at that. Isn't that cool? Terrific pickup. I think we're good. Welcome to South Marnie, by golly. What a great handling motorcycle. It works so well. It just works so well. I'm in love with these things. I don't know if you all have noticed that. I rode one of these 1,000 miles a couple days ago. I did it out on one day. I was pretty proud of that event. Just check this out. Just look at this. Just absolutely, you know, stellar. Not too darn bad for a 40 horsepower motor, huh? I'm liking it. I'm liking it. The brakes on these things are just fabulous. 320 millimeter disc on the front with that dual piston Vibri caliper. Pretty good sound too. We were talking about the sound this morning. I like the stock pipe, and I think I'm going to get a cat delete when that comes in. He was thinking the same thing. Baxter's does have an AEW pipe for this, a really neat looking one. Maybe one of us should try one of those, huh? I call this the bridge test. Check it out. No trouble at all, by golly. What a dream, what a dream. Let's see if we can do the hill spin test. Check this out. Just a great handling bike. Absolutely love this thing. Next time y'all are in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa, get yourself over here, right there, to the Derailed Grill. Try one of their Wahoo burgers. Simmer down, simmer down. So, sitting position in this, it feels like my knees are slightly lower than my hips. My heels are definitely farther back than my knees. I feel like there's a very tight triangle between the hip, the knee, and the heel. It feels a little tight. Now, having said that, I took this on a 1,000-mile ride, and that just was not one of my problems. As far as seating goes, you sit almost upright, but leaning forward slightly. I've got a very relaxed arm position. You know, my upper arms are almost right up against my body, and then my lower arms are almost, I would say they're flat with the elbows up a little bit, maybe. How's that sound? Very nice, very comfortable. As far as handling goes, and I put a lot of miles on this, I can tell you about handling. In the garage, it's easy to push around. It's got a very low center of gravity. I'm going to say this again. I think this has a lower center of gravity than the old 411. And I've got a lot of time on the old 411. I rode that 31,000 miles, you know. And I've got a lot of time on these. I've got over 3,600 on one of these. So I think I can make that statement in good faith. So, so it you know, it handles really well. But you know, easy to push in and out of the garage. As far as the parking lot goes, or riding slow like this, it's very manageable, very compliant, very easygoing, very well mannered. How's that sound? Driving around town like this, well, again, it just does it well. It shines. It does very good on 2-lane blacktop, and the real surprise is how well it does on the interstate. I rode to Davenport and back. That was a 500-mile ride, all interstate. I drove this up to someplace in North Dakota, and that was a 1,000-mile round trip in one day. Check out this bike. There we are in the looking glass. Look at that thing. Isn't that a beauty? Kaza, I think that's Kaza Brown they call it. Kaza is a pass in India, if I got that right. So 33-inch seat. I'm sitting on, I've got a 30-inch inseam. I'm 5'8" tall, and I cannot flat foot it, but I'm not bothered by that at all. Very manageable motorcycle. Good looking bike too. Me gusta mucho. So back to that 1,000-mile ride. Let me tell you about that. That was an amazing event. I got up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I did a video about that. If you'd like to watch that video, it's I talked about the event afterwards and how I felt about the bike and the event and how I handled all of it. And anyway, the bike did very well. It's such a comfortable machine, you know. Oh, hey, we haven't talked about the dirt. We picked up 2 of these in Utah. We took them all over parts of Utah, into Wyoming, Colorado, back into Wyoming, Colorado, back into Wyoming, and then over through Nebraska. We did a bunch of dirt roads, a bunch of gravel. We did a bunch of rock roads. We did everything but deep mud, sand, and pea gravel. And the bike performed fabulously, just absolutely fabulous. Look at this. Turns like a dream. Off-road handling was superb. We even challenged some cows, you know. We drove through fields covered in rocks. We drove up a road covered in baby heads. Baby heads are rocks about the size of a baby head. And the bike just, you know, it performed flawlessly, you know. Is it a perfect motorcycle? No, there's a couple things about it that need to be improved. And I've got a video, I think I'm going to call it the problems with the Himalayan. I'll have that coming out soon, I hope. It's hard for a fanboy like me to make a video like that, but I will do that. Now, if y'all are interested in newer used Royal Enfield Himalayan like this one, Triumph classic British bike of any type, get yourself over here to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie. They got gear, they got accessories, they got coats, they got everything you could possibly want. Thingamajigs, doodads, by golly, they got it all. If you can't make it to Marnie, go to baxtercycle.com. Make sure you tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. Hey, you know what? We haven't gone through Exhaust Pipe Alley on one of these. Here we go, Exhaust Pipe Alley. Anyway, I love doing that. Hey, my friends, life is good. Life is good. Get yourselves out there and ride. Live it. Live it to the fullest. I am going to park this hot rod and get back on my own motorcycle and go for a ride. Wahoo! I did have a hamburger for supper last night.